permanently laid off. The park says the pandemic has cut too deeply into its revenues, forcing these changes. The move's causing turmoil for former employees as well and disrupting the local economy.
These hospitality companies like Universal and SeaWorld that made billions in the economic boom are now just kicking workers to the curb with nothing. And now they're in line, for food that they can't afford on their own.
SeaWorld is not saying how many workers are being let go, but says it will be spending between $2.5 to $3 million in employee severance costs. Well, that does it for us tonight. We'll leave you with this live look near Providence Park, where we are tracking lots of smoke pouring into the Metro City, as well as high winds tonight. A windstorm taking out the power to tens of thousands of people. We have much more news and headlines coming up over on Fox 12 at 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, right now we're on Main Street, just outside of Edgewater at the Cove Apartments, where behind me along I-205 there is a fire burning. You can see the fire.
And then down home into going towards the Sandy Airport. Yeah. There's a tree right across. Where's that? And if you go down 10-9, over there by, you take a left at the light. Yeah. And you go down the hill, right at the hairpin, you stay to the right. That's Coleman. Tree.
Hey.
Yeah.
You have a live here? Hi.
Yeah, so there's a tree across, and they were just starting.
Can you hear me?
There was a fire.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I think they got the fire out. No, there was a fire right here.
3, 2, 1, testing, testing. Mic check. 3, 2, 1, testing.
Yeah, we saw some transformers blow, but all out. So I'm just waiting for them to cut them. Yeah, both sides of Coleman have trees down. Yeah. So I can't go around Cherry.
I'm sorry. I'm in a box too. I'm in a box. You are? Yeah. Sorry, we didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Me? Tonight, more than 100,000 families sitting in the dark without power, thanks to some strong wind gusts.
Hopefully, just the wind will be the challenge.
And bone dry conditions.
It's a little bit more concerning.
Fire concerns on high alert.
2020 has been more than we can expect it.
And for the first time in history, PGE cuts power to people on Mount Hood just to be safe. We have team coverage spread out all across our area, with our crews bringing us the latest information and live pictures. That story is first on Fox. And good evening. Thanks for joining us both on the air and on the Fox 12 streaming app. I'm Wayne Garcia.
And I'm Bonnie Silkman. We are staying on top of breaking news tonight. Nearly 120,000 customers have lost power across the Portland metro area thanks to a rare and powerful windstorm.
Another 14,000 customers in Washington are without power, according to Clark County Public Utilities. Many of these outages are because of damaged or down lines because of the wind.
Yeah, and for the first time, Portland General Electric preemptively cut the power to roughly 5,000 customers near Mount Hood due to high fire danger. We want to show you this map here that really illustrates what's happening and where the smoke is coming from. This is from the National Weather Service Northwest, and it shows that smoke moving in from the east side of the Cascades across western Washington and western Oregon.
Really shows it there. We have team coverage for you tonight. Fox 12 meteorologist Dan Campolongo has a look at what's happening. Our BRIDGET CHAVEZ is live on Mount Hood after speaking with business owners who are dealing with the power being shut off.
First, though, we do want to get to our Fox 12's Drew Marine, who joins us now live at an active fire that's burning right now in Oregon City. Drew, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Bonnie, right now we're on Main Street, like you said, in Oregon City, outside of the Edgewater at the Cove Apartments. And behind me, you can see there are multiple fire units responding. And we're going to give you a look at the fire behind me along I-205. You can see the orange glow behind us and the fire truck lights that are fighting that fire right now. You can tell, I don't know if you can tell in this picture, but it is very smoky out here, and there's still some wind blowing at the moment. Clackamas Fire is responding right now and fighting the fire behind me. You can see again that orange glow that's just behind those trees there along the freeway. We know earlier Clackamas Fire tweeted multiple vegetation fires are being worked on by Clackamas Fire, and just to use extreme caution in the areas of Oregon City and Estacada. They said the wind incident has all of their crews very busy and is asking people to be safe and watch out for areas with active fires like the one we're seeing again along I-205 there in the distance with the orange glow. Clackamas Fire is responding and fighting that fire right now. And the apartments that we're in front of, we got in touch with a person who says they were evacuated from the Cove Apartments here behind me. And of course, we don't know at the moment what caused this, but we will provide updates once we know that information. Live in Oregon City, Drew Marine, Fox 12 Oregon.
Okay, Drew, just tough fire weather that we're having to deal with right now.
Absolutely, right. Just so much going on. Meteorologist Ann Campolongo joining us now. Busy night.
Yeah, and that was one of our concerns, that a new fire would potentially spark here tonight with the strong winds. You know how dry it is out there, and it's been incredibly hot here west of the Cascades. That trend is only going to continue. So our concern is that these fires will continue to grow here, not only tonight, but as we head into the next several days, because conditions really aren't going to change much here as we head into the next week. Here's what it looks like outside right now. It looks foggy here from this view, but this is the smoke and the haze that is outside right now in downtown Portland. This from our Riverview Community Bank camera there. Notice the winds here in Portland still sustained at about 30 miles per hour tonight. Our latest gust measured to about 45 miles per hour or so. So it has been an extremely windy day here west of the Cascades, I should say, through the late afternoon hours. You can see this from our skyline camera there. It started off with the blue sky, and then suddenly all of that smoke moved in to downtown Portland and west of the Cascades. That was all the smoke coming from the fires burning up into eastern Washington here. And you can see it on the satellite picture that we show you. You can see all of this gray. That is not cloud cover, that is smoke, and it just traveled across the Columbia River Gorge and then was just spit out into the metro area here by those strong easterly winds. So the winds have been blowing out in the eastern portions of the state really all day today, and it finally made its way to the metro area by late afternoon and early evening hours tonight. Unfortunately, the winds are going to continue to stay strong as we go through the evening hours tonight. So here's what you can expect. Through tonight, early tomorrow morning, strongest wind gusts upwards of about 50 miles per hour in the metro area. Still, the stronger winds are going to be focused out along the Cascade foothills with wind gusts there upwards of about 80 miles per hour. It'll stay breezy through tomorrow. Again, I think tomorrow morning will be especially windy, and then things will calm down just a bit as we go through the afternoon. But again, the fire danger threat remains incredibly high here through Tuesday and into our Wednesday as well. So we'll have much more on all of that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, Ann, we'll see you then. There are new evacuations we need to tell you about because of the wildfires currently burning in Oregon. The Lion's Head fires in Jefferson County, it's 31% contained, and Brighton Bush Hot Springs and the nearby Devils Creek Summer Home Community have just recently been put on level 3 evacuations. That means get out now. The Beachy Creek fire burning north of Detroit Lake has the city of Detroit and areas north of Highway 22 on a level 2, which is set to evacuate at a moment's notice starting tomorrow at noon. Officials are putting out this advanced evacuation level notice because of the high winds and the low humidity right now we've been telling you about. They're encouraging people to be prepared for high winds and low visibility, as well as heavy ash in the air. Visitors are being told to avoid the area.
And as we mentioned, Portland General Electric shut off power to thousands of customers tonight. All these customers near Mount Hood.
Fox 12's Bridget Chavez is live in Sandy. And Bridget, you spoke with some business owners earlier. How are they dealing with the shutoff?
Well, they tell me that this kind of weather is something that they've learned to deal with over the years. You can see it's still very windy out here, still lots of smoke in the air, and just total darkness, essentially. PGE shut off the power around 7:30 this evening. We were here when all the lights in the city went out. Now, they did tell me, though, that this is, like I said, something they've learned to deal with, but one of them says he's a little worried if the power stays off too long. Damaging winds, smoky skies, and high fire danger, a powder keg combination, putting neighbors and business owners like Ken Gamble and John Lazaridis on edge.
That's the part that scares me, if we get big trees or something like that, or the power lines are down.
Just the anticipation for the whole staff is just excruciating.
PGE says because of the high winds and how dry it is out, they don't want to take any chances and have shut off power to thousands living in the Mount Hood area.
It's a small price to pay for us to turn our lights off and turn the coolers off and all that if there's not a fire that destroys the entire corridor.
Lazaridis says he's still in an okay position because he has a generator.
So my food will be fine. A lot of places don't. So there's going to be a mad scramble to save all their perishables or give them away again, like beginning of COVID. We gave away all our perishables had to be given away or thrown away.
But Gamble has to close down.
If we're out of power for more than a couple days, we're pretty much screwed, so we can't, we got freezers full of stuff trying to keep up with.
Despite what would have normally been one of the biggest days of the year.
Normally this is one of our busiest weekends. And you can see we're empty.
The empty seats and smoky skies aren't getting them down.
Well, it's a bar. We always have good spirits here.
The power again has been shut off here since about 7:30. And on our way here, we did see some branches and twigs snapping off, blocking roadways. But for the most part, people have been able to swerve around them and people have been moving them off of the road. Reporting live in Sandy, Bridget Chavez, Fox 12 Oregon.
Okay, Bridget, and we have also learned the dangerous conditions have forced 2 schools to close. Benton County Schools tweeted that the All-C Charter School will be closed tomorrow, and all of Cornerstone Christian Academy's campuses will be closed tomorrow as well because of the wind and the poor air quality.